on.
Hey.
Hey everyone.
We're feeling happy.
Welcome.
Happy Sunday.
Oh God, you see, I don't even know modern music because had I known you were gonna give me New Black, whatever his name is, I'd have vetoed that shit a long time ago. We got no time for this, man.
Yes.
Welcome.
We have time for New Black because a New Black almost won the French Open, but it didn't happen. So that's what we can say for New Black.
What, people? Why we are happy? You wouldn't know it, but we are very, very happy with this result. Because you know what? Play is done. It's done. It's over with. Grass starts tomorrow. In fact, grass already started. We have qualified and we have one great result already because I believe an American lost early, if I'm not mistaken. Let me tell you which one it is. Chris Harrison lost. I mean,
we don't know anything about Chris Harrison.
Schmichek lost. And he got beaten by Bernard Tomic. So I'm telling you, grass is looking cute. Grass is looking cute already. So that's it. French is over, ladies. Let's talk about the grass, Goatees. Is that how we do it? Is that what we're doing?
No, we have to wrap it up like a bad dream.
Oh, yes, we got to talk through this. Where is our Joseph to tell us what these dreams, these nightmares mean? Well, we are over with the clay, and the French Open is finally over. And I would say I guess in some results, the results were not necessily.
And we would love to be introduced.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was far ahead. I am rude. Because I'm really in my feelings right now. But anyway, let me go first. Yes. We have Andreen from Solely Tennis Travel, who is about to travel, leaving us very, very soon. And how are you, girl?
I'm very good. I'm very, very good.
That's good to know. And we have from Foreign Ohio, who is dealing with double whammy today. I mean, this is just a double whammy for a girl from Foreign Ohio. I mean, she got Divadal on Friday. And then she got Divadal today again, girl. Janina, how are you hanging? How are you dealing with all of this?
Why are you bringing up old shit? That's in the past. I'm moving on.
Really?
Yeah. Done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, you mind handling that for me, please? Because I know, you got some salty shit to say. And I got you for that semis. I got you for that semis.
Yeah, that walkover semis. That walkover semis.
Fuck.
Didn't even help Dominic. Didn't even do Dominic. Help Dominic.
That was solid. You know your job. Everybody knows that your job is to exhaust Nadal a little. Okay, your job is not to fluff him up like a porno.
And then the fucking
this is not what you were supposed to do.
Diego did his bit. I'm just saying. The Hobbit did his bit. And all the fucking giants just showed up and mumbled and stumbled over themselves. Got no time for this bullshit.
We don't care if Rafa is crying. We don't care.
Is he?
I don't care.
Why is he crying for? He's like, how am I
because his finger is cramping. How's he gonna hold the trophy with a cramped finger?
But you thought he could break Dominic and so for the match.
Let's go to the beginning.
Wait. We have been here before. The injury timeout is in preparation for the pull-out for the rest of the grass. Come on now.
Ding, 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 ding.
I forgot about that.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Listen, have you not read the script? Clay's scripts are really, really easy.
I'm sorry, I throw all my bad script because Federer's showing up and he rewrites scripts. So
no, Rafa ain't rewriting nothing up in here. Rafa's like cramp fingers. The last time we saw Rafa crying on a court, he came back and won his umpteenth Roland Garros. Let's not forget.
Rafa, I can't wait for the training videos when Rafa is just slamming forehands all over the place with that same hand. With the same hand. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
Come on now. I've seen this rerun on TBS. Okay, I have seen this. This is like
this is like Rafa fans get triggered when Rafa starts crying. They're like, oh my god, he's just slaughtered a younger person on court, but suddenly, oh my my God, is he gonna be okay? Yeah, I think
it's like that Christmas story where TBS shows in 24 hours. Over and over.
Maybe it's Groundhog Day.
Yeah. But anyway, let's go. Let us not mar our celebration of the end of Clay. Let's talk to the ladies. Well, Janina.
Yes.
No, I meant to say Andreen.
Thanks.
I don't give you props. I don't give you props. Christina McHale. I don't give you props, girl.
Oh, fucking
I said, Mandy just finds a way to lock herself out of the competition. And Gabinia showed up like a boss, and she did Serena a solid. Serena called up her girl Gabby and be like, girl, I hooked you up at the French Open a couple years ago, so hook me up now. Beat my piece. Okay, you win. And like a good girlfriend, Gabby is proceeded to drag Sharapova across that Chatrier court like she stole her money. I'm telling you, it was ugly, it was brutal, and it's just what Sharapova's used to had it been Serena. Just saying. I'm just saying.
I thought that, honestly, I have to say, I thought that was going to be a little bit more competitive. I don't know, because I would have thought Maria would have been like, whew, a chance not to see Serena here. This is my shot.
I'm telling you, but you know what? She's feeling herself. I bet she didn't go home and train. I bet she didn't watch any of Gabby in your videos. She was just like, oh, well, the French Open is mine, right? Because this was the only stumbling block in my way. Hey, Yvette, hey, Maya, I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce the whole section of the podcast myself, and this is
You're a hot mess.
And I didn't even introduce my fan. Dima is here, and Yvette is here, and Maya is here, and Tony is here, and Lovely Drama Girl is here, and O is here, and Pharaoh 10 is here, and that's it so far. There might be other people silently listening. We hear you, people. We see you. We know you steal our shit. We read it in your papers. Yes, we do. So yeah, and Eleanor is here. I was really surprised that Gabina didn't follow up that match by even looking cute. But you know what? Simona was not having. Was it she didn't play? Who did she play next?
Who called it a weak era? We didn't call that. What are you talking about?
Who called anybody weak? Who's saying weak era?
You guys were calling Novak playing at high level of winning 4 slams in a row a weak era. That I think you were listening to someone else.
No, I think what we said at when we talked about Novak was that the only person actually pushing Novak in any of these tournaments had been Federer, who was an older guy, which now turns out to be exactly the same thing, because without Federer, without Andy Murray, you have Rafa Nadal sliding through tournaments. Similarly, even with Federer at the Australian Open. That's what we've talked about. We've been talking about the fact that the top 4 are really the only ones that can compete with each other. And if any one or two of them take a dip, all you're left with is the other. And what you have right now is a clay season.
Hello, you're going in and out, Andre, at least on my end.
Mine too.
So I don't know if the folks can hear you on the other end.
I think what she's saying is we're left with a clay season where the only person that can win is Rafa. But me personally, I don't believe I've ever called this a weak era. That didn't come out of my mouth.
Oh, sweetie, you're listening to Nole Fam. Nole Fam called this a weak era whenever they're counting Federer's Grand Slams.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they're counting. Whenever they're counting Novak Grand Slam, they're not counting it as a weak era.
Who's talking? Anyway.
Eleanor mentioned that. But we're talking about the ladies, Eleanor. You would have all the time in the world to talk about the men's in about 20 minutes, right? Because, the ladies ain't much happening over there either. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm joking. Well, I have to say that, so Gabinia just stepped up, and she was like, okay, she handled Maria, saved tennis, and I was just like, ooh, it's going to be exciting and the thing. Eleanor, you don't have to retract your statement, because we all make mistakes, Eleanor. We all do. We will. And you can save it for later. I mean, honestly, I enjoy vigorous debate. Just come with facts, come with your receipt, because I got a purse full here. Actually, I have a LeBron crocodile bag full of receipts here, just ready to roll them out. And then we have Simona. I thought that Simona she held her nerve and she showed up in the final, which I didn't. I was just like, you know what, Simona could get to the final because, you know, she's been here before, right? But I was particularly impressed with Sloane getting to the final because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and give myself credit, at the beginning of the tournament, I said, you know what, this is the place where I think Sloane could do well, right? Clay gives her time, you know, and she's, you know, and you know, she shows up for the majors except Australian Open, and this is time for her to make some noise because otherwise, is we don't know, we're gonna have to call her Anna Ivanovic at the US Open.
No, ever.
I'm just saying. If she just because I mean, like, come on now. She was a hot mess after the US Open.
She was totally a hot mess. She didn't win for like 10 years.
In fact, she was a hot mess at the beginning of this clay court season because Coconut dragged her.
Yeah.
Coconut treated her like she had just rolled up off the injury bed.
Like, who thought we were gonna see that, right?
But I was disappointed by her performance in the final.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I don't know because I watching the beginning of the match. She played well. She won the first set. She was the one. But I was just like, girl, do not fall into this trap of trying to tire Simona out. Simona is fit. She is fit. You don't question Simona's fitness.
Never.
She is fit as fuck.
Plus, it's her game now. That's like, I mean,
exactly.
Darren Cahill looked at Simona and was like, I think I can make her a minute at all. So I'm just going to have her run her ass all over this court. So like, that is like her game. You know, Simona used to have like I was talking with, you know, another friend of the podcast. We were watching it live. We were talking about how Simona used to have a kill shot, you know, her backhand down the line.
Right.
But, you know, she rarely uses that now. I mean, it's because she'd rather just tire you out and wear you down.
Hey, whatever works.
Maybe
whatever
an Andre
works.
Agassi type of approach because she was.
I mean, for sure.
It was just like what I noticed in the beginning of the match. She was like, I don't have to, which I think is a problem that she was having, particularly last year finals. Right? She was rushing, and she was just like, I don't have to rush. I could take my time out here. You know, all the time in the world. And the other thing too that Sloane doesn't really have a kill shot. She doesn't know how to finish points quickly.
No, sometimes I know. I was like, okay, fine. It's working well enough for you now, but not against a Simona. Like there were times when she would restart the point. Okay, fine. She'd win the point, but I was like, in the long haul, I just didn't feel like it was a winning strategy.
Because by the time she lost, when she lost that, because she used up a set in a break, right? When she lost, when Simona was up 5-4, and she had to serve to stay in the match, I think it was.
Like, nope.
Oh my God, Simona was just like, this is where the match begins. You can see it all over her face. Because by then, Simona figured out, if you notice, if you go back and watch the highlight, Simona stopped moving. Yeah. Sloane was the one moving. And meanwhile, the ball is only in the middle of the court. The ball is only in the middle of the court. Simona wasn't even pushing Sloane wide.
No.
She's just like, go again. Here you go again. Go. Let me see what you can do. Let me see what you can do. Simona forced Sloane to put up some big shot, and then she made it because you know this is Sloane, right?
She started hitting wide.
She keep missing. She don't know why she's missing, and then she don't know what to do at this point. It's Sloane, and then
she didn't change up. Yeah,
she didn't do a single thing. She didn't change her mindset. She didn't do anything. And Sloane, and you could see all over Simona's face was just like, wait, I'm gonna bagel this bitch, or do I breadstick her? This is the plan now. How do I go about this?
I mean, you know, and if you had imagined, I mean, listen, everyone talks about Sloane's defense, right? This is like, oh my God, we finally have 2 defensive players in the final, blah blah blah. But I was so worried because when she broke for 2-love in the second, I said to Bridge P, I was like, oh shit, that took too much work. I think she's done. I think she's done.
Sloane, right?
Yes, I was like that.
Honestly.
She was taking deep breaths. I was like, oh shit.
I was watching on my phone. I was like, fuck, girl, just don't get bagel. Don't get bagel, girl. It won't look cute. And I kept thinking, Simona, I keep trying this shit against Serena. You would have been bageled here because Serena would have been like, wait, you giving me shots? I could pick any win I want, anywhere on the court I want to go. But what was also impressive with Simona, too, is that when she was in trouble, she would just easily pull out the big serve. Like, boom, here's an ace, girl. So I have to say I was particularly impressed. And she she wasn't losing her mind. She was on European television, on Eurosport. Shout out to us who stream. And she said, in her mind, she said, I think what she thinks she's along the lines, like, she's like, when she was done sending a break, she was just like, wait, I've been here before last year. And I just reverse. Okay. I just have to change up my mindset and, stay calm and not go crazy. And I think that's what happened against Ostapenko last year. And Ostapenko recognized, wait, this girl don't really want it. And Sloane and Simona realized that, wait, Sloane is kind of slow today. I am fit. We can be out here. We got no time. The men's doubles could wait. We don't have to be a 59-minute match. We can stretch this out. We can stretch this out.
But I would have liked if Sloane had gotten a little bit more high risk, right? Because I mean, that's what Ostapenko did. I mean, Ostapenko was like, I'm not running around after this chick. I'm going to finish balls whenever I can.
Which is why Sloane couldn't. I think Sloane was afraid to take the ball out of the air and perhaps go for winners.
Yeah,
because she was missing.
Just a few times, though. I mean, sometimes there were open court. I mean, just a few times. I shouldn't have to go for a ton of lines. But I was like, girl, you look like you're
like Venus. Just get reckless. No, you don't have to be Venus, girl. You don't have to get.
Why are you doing this like that?
Because people gotta know, real keeps it real. Venus get reckless. When Venus is in that third set, she's just like, fuck this shit. Sjogren's kicking in. Fuck it. We're going for winners. We're going for winners. Okay.
No.
But the thing about it, yes, Simona has had the most tour wins. Yes, Eleanor. But here's the problem: Simona has not been winning titles.
Yeah,
she's not winning titles.
Yeah.
Now she never has to win another one. She can rest on her laurels with this slam forever.
I mean, not in my life.
Don't Simona. Don't be Eva Maioli. Don't be that girl.
I'm sure she won't, though. I don't think she will.
But I mean, like, at least it's gonna be interesting now. She has the belief, supposedly, right? This is what we say when people win their first major, right? We said that about Cara, but Cara was just like, I kind of did it backwards. I won all the titles. I just had to get this big one, and I'm done. Okay.
Honestly, I'm just gonna come straight up and say it. I could not care less
about the finals.
No, about whether she goes on a run or not. Like, I just don't care. Like, I really don't.
Well,
Simona is not it for me. I mean, she's fine. Like, I used to enjoy her tennis well enough before Darren Cahill took it and make it this monster that it is. But I just don't care about her as an athlete, or I think it's fine. Good for her, but she's not somebody that's like, I gotta run around and figure this out. A while ago, when she was first made herself on the scene, I really deliberately went to see her play at the US Open, and I really enjoyed her. But now I just don't enjoy her that much. So
that time when she let Panetta
yes
there
her.
And I was like, Simona, girl, you had those fucking bomb serve. I thought that Serena was I was waiting for Serena Simona final. That would have been a hot ticket. If Serena had got to the final and not tripped over Bertha and Simona had got it, I'm telling you, that would have been the ticket.
It would have been fun. But yeah, nowadays I'm just like, I don't like her and I don't care. But I'm happy that she finally gets her win so that we can maybe come up with new reasons not to like her besides the fact
I mean, you know what? Because I'm petty, I was only mad because Darren Cahill gets to put this win. I was petty. Yeah, I mean, like, because for me it's just like another fucking mediocrity bro bullshit. Because Darren Cahill didn't do shit. This is Simona as usual, right?
Well,
this is Simona.
Listen.
This is Simona doing it all by herself.
No. That is not the storyline. The storyline is Darren Cahill took Simona, who had been getting into finals, and restructured her entire game from scratch and made her into this champion who just couldn't get over the hump. And now that she has gotten over the hump, he is now the crafter of champions. That is the storyline for Sloane.
Nope.
I'm just letting you
know. You don't have to agree with it, but that's exactly what it is.
That's the story.
Let us put it out here for the record, because you know what? We don't dabble and mingle in the fake news factory. We don't. So what? Darren, you took up Andre Agassi while he was in the let's say
twilight,
sunshine, the twilight, the very end, the dregs. of his career. Okay, you just gotta keep him relevant, try to keep him in shape, whatever the case may be. 2, there has been absolutely nothing. Let us be 100. Let's pull up the real receipts now, where Darren Cahill has done anything of substance. I'm waiting. Tell me where I might be wrong. 3.
Do it.
Simone. This is Simone as usual. Simona came out here and she didn't have a coach. Nobody could come on the court and talk to her. And she did this all by herself. She figured it all by herself. She knew she was fitter than Sloane. She knew she just had to wait. And she had all the time in the world. So Darren Cahill, you get no props from me. I know your fans on ESPN gonna be like, yeah, bro, you did it. Oh my God, Simone or whatever. But you know what? Grass is gonna show us the real true test of the measure. Because I know Simone is going out in the 3rd round.
What does it matter though? What does it matter?
But it just goes to show that Darren, you ain't shit. You've never been shit, and you still ain't shit.
Well,
just putting it out there. So it's true. We're all tired of the Darren Cahill bullshit. This is all on Simona with her problematic self. Okay, this is all Simona. If you're gonna share this credit with Simona, you ain't down with the Me Too movement. You ain't down with the all women movement. I'm just saying. This is all Simona.
All right.
If we're too feminist, okay. Yeah, it's true. She's problematic as fuck. No lie about that. But you know what? Okay. She puts it out on the tennis court. I give her credit there.
Yes, she should put a lot of things.
So, what about Sloane? You know, Sloane, I have to say, girl, you need to stop focusing on your haters. You do. You need to stop making them relevant. You need to
not if they're part of the media. I love that Sloane called them out. Like, listen, you guys spend your entire time telling me what I can't do, never what I am doing.
But you see, players forget that they have access to their own media.
Well, sure.
They can put out their own story. They can talk to a particular. They could get a writer and do. This is why you don't have to go into this room and do anything. No, they showed us that, right? You can pick the room you want to go into. You can say what you want to say. You can use any language you want to use. You don't need these mofos, right? Yeah. So stop going in there and trying to make them relevant by saying, y'all need to do this. Nope, they don't need to do shit. They could do because they're never going to change, right? Ever going to change. We have learned that. I mean, there have been so many scandals and issues in tennis where the pundits and people just completely refuse to acknowledge it and address it in any meaningful way. So Sloane, you get your publicist. That's what you pay them for. Look, Jill got Serena a whole ass series on HBO. That wasn't anybody in that fucking room. Ain't nobody in that media room did that. Jill did that.
Oh shit.
See? That's how you played Sloane. So you see, you need to think big. Okay. Think about that weave girl, that lace front ain't cute, but you know what? That's a whole other conversation, okay? Ain't for me to say that. But I'm just telling you, as a good girlfriend, girl, you need to get in the box. You know, Sloane back in the day. What was it? What's the brand name? Under Armour. Yeah. Under Armour Sloane weave was on point every fucking day, any time of the day. This Nike Sloane, girl, no. I mean, even in the promo picture, guess what? We seen the shirt still too small. Not cute. But you know what, girl? Congrats and props to getting to the French Open final. That was amazing. You showed yourself to be the top American. You handled Madison Keys. Maddie girl, I don't know who you think you're fooling. Get back to Lindsay. Just saying.
They take strategic breaks.
Whatever. You don't leave your coach in the middle of a fucking tournament.
Well, no, they didn't, right? She just announced that it was coming up.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
You know, I don't mean it. They're like a problematic relationship, right? Like it's just like we done.
No, she's probably like, I think I need a break now, Mom. And she's like, okay. Lindsay's like, all right, we'll come back again. See you in the U.S. Open. You know.
I know, right? She's just like, what it is. We're gonna still be friends. You know, we're more than friends. Okay, girl. If you're not gonna get Lindsay, what you need is a firebrand person like a Martina Navratilova. I mean, you know what? Fuck that shit. No, you need Monica Seles. Monica Seles. Give Monica a call. Monica, you know what? Don't call me. Call Taylor. Call Taylor, Monica. Call Taylor. Tell me, Monica. That's what I want you to give a call to. Just say. And the real Coco. The real Coco. Okay.
Oh yeah.
The African Coco. Give that girl a call. Not coconut. Okay, just saying. This is Coco with an A. Real. Put it out there. So the ladies, we wrap it up. I mean, can you make anything definitive of this? I
Well,
mean,
what
like,
about Serena? I mean, I guess did I see that she should be done? She should be healthy in the next 15 days?
She'll be
It's
fine.
not a big deal.
listen to me. Let me tell y'all something.
Oh,
Because
wait, you got a lot to say today.
Yeah, I know. Because it's June. It's June. And I'm pulling my weight. Janina's dealing with trauma right now. I mean,
Pride Month. Oh God, that means we're gonna have to have you all up in this every minute, right?
No. Janina likes sweater, so I gotta give the lesbians a chance. Okay, so hey. So what do y'all think about Serena? Serena pulled out, which to me was the most important match of the tournament. Her pulling out was the best result on the women's side. It really was. I really think so.
What do you mean?
Because here's what. When that announcement came out, so many journalists dropped their fucking computer, ripped it up, threw it in the trash. They were like, they had to press delete, because they had a whole fucking story. They had stories and tomes, and they had epic for that beatdown that was gonna happen. But Serena was just like, you know what? This is not important. I beat this girl 20 million times. What I gotta prove today? The storyline would have been about Serena and Dopapova. And it didn't need to be about that. It needed to focus on what is there. And I think it made people focus on the talent that is there. We got some positive news about Madison Keys. And, you know, she wasn't saying all lives matter or some crazy shit. So props for that. We didn't even get to talk about, you know, we get to talk about Simona and we get to talk about Sloane. So that was good. And for once in a while, people were really trying to give Kamal Murray his real props and dues. But because he didn't win, people think all the credit throws away. And I don't think that's fair, though. That man has done a brilliant job. Sloane last year was playing qualies, playing somewhere, apparently in the club in Chicago. And look, this year, she's in the French Open finals. And
I thought the question was, what did we think about Serena?
Well,
that is true. That is true.
I have no idea what you're doing right now. Cut it out.
Oh, I was just saying that because there was no Serena match, we got to focus on other good things.
Well, sure, but I mean, overall, she still played. I think she got better with every match, and she looked good. And the last match that she played, when she won, she had the biggest, brightest smile on her face. We've not seen that in a long time. She looked genuinely happy. Yet I've got Eleanor here in the chat telling us that she doesn't want to be on a tennis court, that she wants to be home. And Patrick is pushing her. And I just keep hearing all of this negative Patrick talk from everybody. And I stand by what I have said from the beginning. I don't think Patrick says one fucking thing that isn't approved by Serena. I think he is her mouthpiece. He says the things that she doesn't want to say. I really, truly believe that. He has been with her in her camp far too long to just be popping off at the mouth about stuff she doesn't want in public. He'd be gone. They talk about this shit. They have to. That's their relationship. He is her PR. He says the stuff and answers the questions that Serena doesn't want to deal with in the press. If Serena didn't want to be on a tennis court, she wouldn't be there.
I know. That's weird. It's weird to me that anyone would ever assume that about that dynamic. She's his employer.
She looked great. It sucks that she got injured. However, I don't think that, I don't think it was not legit. We saw what happened in doubles. She said that was my test to see if I could go on, and she couldn't, and she pulled out. She will return, and she'll be fine.
Serena is 36. She just popped out a baby.
I don't care. She looked great. She looked great.
I'm saying that to say that she's human. You know that.
Well, of course she's human. Every single athlete out there playing is human, but she looked really good, and she got. Stop it! We're not there.
Girl, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Janine, I was with you till then. Then you got Christina McHale.
You know what?
I was with you till that point, girl.
Listen,
Don't do it.
They're all
human.
human. They're all human. They just may be doing unhuman-like things on the side.
Okay.
But she looked great. She did get better with every match.
Yeah, she did look great. She looked fit, which is always good. The serve was popping. She looked like she can rely upon it. So I am excited for that. Grass is going to be lit. Venus.
I don't know about Venus. I have no idea about Venus. Venus
plays well every other year.
We never have any idea about Venus. But I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there in the universe. Venus, make me a proud homosexual. Give me a Wimbledon title in July. Just saying. Venus.
I'm not sure she's going to be able to do that for you.
I know. But I got to ask for it.
She could surprise. But
yeah, she can. But Venus, don't surprise us with a first round loss, though. That's not new kind of surprise. I mean, don't need that.
Christ.
Don't want that.
All right,
this is not done.
Let's get to the men so that we can talk about the other outside issues.
Yeah, we're on a time clock today.
So wait, just want to put about Kamar is fantastic. Yes, he is. Let's give him props for that. So
well, yeah, I mean, he's not going to be congratulated by the ESPN crew anytime soon because he's not an insider. But that means job prospects are a lot different. But yeah, so
I really hope to see. I really hope his foundation, which in Chicago, under dodgy Rob Emanuel, like Rob ain't dodgy. Rob is just straight up criminal. Okay.
Yes.
And but let's say dodgy just for just so
we don't get our ass sued.
Okay? Lawsuit sake. You can't take away nothing from zero. In real life, that's negative. You owe people money. But let's just hope he can turn into, because it'd be really cool that America has a thought of a real foundation that actually brings young people onto the tour and young people of color. There's a system, an organization which cares and look out and understand people of color.
How to coach young people of color.
Exactly, which we know.
We know they don't.
It's très importante, and it's rarely ever happening. Okay, and let's just hope nobody getting our funny finger.
Patrick seems to be handling it just fine, though. Moritoglu, he seems to, isn't he? What? So is Coco actually just training at his academy, or does she have a coaching relationship?
I was confused. She's American or French?
Yeah, she's American.
Okay.
What does that matter?
No. I actually thought she was just a French athlete because, trust me, when it's France, it ain't surprising to see people of color on a French team.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's how it works. Yeah. No. I remember at her match at the U.S. Open, I remember that he was sitting on the sidelines looking like he was obviously interested, but I didn't know if it was I don't think he's her coach. But they definitely have a relationship.
I think he
what do you know? You follow all them black people. What you got? Come with the deets, Chad.
Well, I mean, and the other thing is, I like to leave juniors to themselves. Really, I mean, it's great to see her doing well, and I think we're all desperate to.
Chad says he's working up after.
Yeah, but I like to leave him alone because I don't want to bring up undue light. But she's already getting it, so.
Yes,
I knew Chad would have an answer. I knew it.
Yes, he's working with Robbie, and he's at Patrick. She's at Patrick Academy.
Figured.
Thank you, Chad.
And that is as legit and certifiable information as you can get. Trust me.
Totally.
If Chad knows it, it is what it is.
The white man of the lover of black people. We trust.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, Christina. Don't do that, Christina. Don't do that, Christina. Don't put it like that. That ain't true. It ain't right.
It is true.
Well, I mean, of course. He should.
Jeannie. Robbie was working with Jeannie. I did not know that.
Oh, is Jeannie still around? Did she even play the French Open?
Well, let's see about her. Hey, Jeannie ain't doing no kind of work, right?
She's getting ready for grass. Let's get to the dudes, and then let's
talk
move on.
About the men. So, what happened? Nothing. All right, let's wrap it up. Same story.
I wanted this whole section to be about Beowulf, but I was shot down.
No, it's totally about Beowulf. Do y'all know the story of Beowulf? Because we're a little concerned about, that people might not know the story.
Who's gonna kill Grendel next?
There's the problem, right? We're at that point in Beowulf where Beowulf isn't there yet. It's just Grendel running amok. Okay, it's Grendel just fucking up the hall. Okay, just eating people and snatching people. Okay, we're waiting on a Beowulf. Okay, we are waiting on a Beowulf. Divadal has won his 11th French Open. Okay,
good for him.
And
no resistance felt at all. That's amazing. Aside from Diego Schwartzman, I mean, I know that the ATP is. I have to say the ATP is hilarious because they literally was celebrating Diego Schwartzman winning a set.
A set.
That's how low.
Fact, girl, it gets even better. Here's
the real tea.
Here's the real tea about that set. We had pros and professionals saying little kids need to watch Diego Schwartzman and learn that. That's what you need to
learn how to lose, kids.
By winning one set. Good
one set against Rafa is a win.
I mean, tennis was so crazy. You know what? It's almost
shit out.
Listen,
Mike Russell in 2001, I think it was, almost knocked Guga Curtin out of the French Open, right? Mm-hmm. Push him to 5 sets. That's when Guga did that amazing make a heart in the clay, whatever the case may be. Now tell me, should I go to Mike Russell and have Mike Russell do something?
Yes.
Run the wall for me? Run the wall of tennis?
Yes.
He should be the person to teach clay.
Yes.
I mean, Goffin almost beat Novak one time.
Go to Goffin. Go to Goffin.
I mean, come on now, tennis. Y'all don't think that's crazy? It's take stock of what you're actually.
But think about it though. I mean,
how why you have to say that? Because
how are you going to deal with that? How are you going to deal with the fact that you have a mediocre showing against Rafa, who is still dominating on a surface 11 years later? 11 years later.
What are you talking about 11 years? What are you talking about? This is 13 years.
No, but I'm talking about 11 years in 11 times winning. I know titles. 11 years later, he's still winning the clay court season dominantly. I think last year, Stan lost more games than Dominique Thiem did. And Dominique Thiem is who they call the Prince of Clay.
That's what I'm saying. But he ain't ready.
They need to check themselves. The ATP, it is, somebody on our timeline talks about the dark years. It has been dark for them. I mean, listen, I love Federer as much as the next person. And I think it's a miracle and wonderful that he's winning. And I think it's awesome. I love it. But the ATP as an organization needs to be looking around and going, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
How are we going to get these motherfuckers out of here?
Players. But before we go any further, can we now have John McEnroe mispronounce Zverev's name for the
give up on that. That'll never happen. Stop
Sasha Zverev? What? No, it's not gonna
happen. He calls him Zverev.
Who said that?
McEnroe. John McEnroe calls him Zverev.
Honey, we stopped listening to McEnroe since he started calling. I don't take McEnroe seriously since he called the Donald Young match at the US Open years ago. That match was so filled with a steaming pile of racist shit and mess that I've not taken him seriously.
Yep, when you talk about the cap, when he went on and on about the fucking cap.
Oh my God. And then between he and Patrick, those two were in such a racist furor. I don't even know what. I couldn't, it was embarrassing to listen to. So John McEnroe has stopped being relevant for me from that point on. So
let's talk about this. Yeah. I mean, ATP, y'all are trying to tell me.
You're pathetic.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, look. Pull up the receipt. And I have said this. I am glad my fave is still winning in Federer, right? He got 20. Sure. I am glad he's still winning. But I made peace with Federer no longer winning since 2012. Okay? He grabbed Andy's wig and snatched it. But you know what? God don't like ugly because Andy snatched that fucking wig. Thank you, Delpo, from the Olympics. But you know what? I've made peace with that a long time ago. I'm a Venus Williams fan, so trust me. I know I go home with losing ages ago, years ago. And we have spoken about this numerous times. When you look at the statistics of people winning on the ATP this year around, you gotta ask questions. Maybe it might be fitness, right? Maybe the top guys got more money.
Yeah.
So they can get the extra high intensity training, etc., etc. But I am telling you, since 2004, I can name you the number of people who has won a slam, and their name that be Federer, Novak, Nadal, and Murray and Wawrinka. Now, right? We gotta put Wawrinka because Murray got 3, Wawrinka got 3 too. So it's Cilic, it's Del Potro. Am I missing someone else?
No, and those were the two. And again, still, those were the two that were hoping to challenge Rafa. And we saw what happened with Delpo.
What the fuck was that?
Delpo has never made it back to a final. Never.
But the thing is, listen, I tell you what, though, let me just come for Delpo. I'm coming for, listen, we come for your man. Why the fuck was Delpo out there wasting break points? He was in a winning position in the first set so many times on break points. You got to win that first set just to get in Rafa's head a little bit. That's all you need to do.
He's a loser.
And then he starts rubbing his groin area. I was like, bitch, you better not rub your groin area.
You're a loser, baby Delpo. You're a loser. I don't stand for people who just show up for one player. That means Alize Cornet, I ain't standing for you. You can't just show up for Serena. Delpo, you just can't show up and show out for Federer because he ain't
all Fed all the time.
Fed does not take injury breaks during the middle of games.
But you know what? Fed creates them and then finally takes them. And he does so in the final.
We're talking break points?
Delpo ain't in no final.
But even if he's doing that, Delpo's supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, I'm going to go out there as long as you love me. That's all that matters. I don't fucking care about you love me. Take the set to 4. Take the match to 4 set. What the hell are you? The gall of Delpo. And then if you were not willing to show up and show out, then fucking lose to Cilic. I'm really serious about it.
He rolled up in the semis relatively unscathed, right?
He had no drama. There? I was so surprised.
You know how he got there? Because we're talking about the state of the ATP and also the side of the draw. It was a bad draw. All the stronger players were on the other side. The reality was Delpo was barely tested. And then he starts to rub his groin area up on getting to this first set. I was like, don't rub it.
He also told us that Rafa was superhuman.
And getting stronger by the minute.
Think on that. Chew on that for a minute, people. Listen, what does that really mean?
Listen, all I'm telling you all right now, I'm not saying anything about Rafa, but I never believe the remarkable on court like that. So whatever the hell Carlos Moore is doing to Rafa, you all need to get in line and figure out how to do that. Because there's no way that Rafa should still be as dominant on clay as he continues to be. We have seen Rafa look ordinary 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. But this motherfucker shows up every clay season. The last time we saw Rafa, what was he doing? Crying. What did we see? When the last time we saw crying and leaving that Cilic match? Then the second time we saw him, what was he doing? Crying in Acapulco. Crying in Acapulco. Lord. And then what did he do? Come back and do the exact same thing on clay. I don't know what the fuck that are in those tears. But so
they're magic unicorn tears.
Look at Dominic's face. Dominic is the only person.
Dominic sat across
like this. He said, "What the
for the last 2 years?" The only person. And Dominic lucky didn't know what to do. And I'm telling you something. Had Dominic won that match today, which would have been 3 Hail Marys and Sister Sarah and her fucking mule. If
Eleanor said he visited the Spanish doctor, girl, preach.
I'm telling you, had Dominic won that match today, Dominic's body would have been broken like
for Robbie 2 years. For 2 years.
Because he was playing some ugly tennis and in some ugly, awkward shots. I was like, whoa, you need to give up this match. You need to give up this match. You can. Here's how crazy this is. Nadal was quote unquote injured in the third set, right? He just walked off the fucking court again like he did against Stanley. No one said anything. And then the commentators trying to act like this is all cool de la. And look, this ain't about hateration for Divadal. Because he was gonna win anyway, right? You cannot beat this man. He's fucking juggernaut. I'm simply saying, he was supposedly injured. And guess what? He beat Dominic the most brutal in that set.
With a hand cramp. and sweaty wrists.
Listen to me. I tell you who you need to put a statue up. Can we talk about who should get a statue at Roland Garros?
At the very least, can we stop talking about this fucking sweaty wrist, please? Can we stop?
Yeah,
because the motherfucker is wearing. It's like telling me your boobs are hanging.
Give the statue to Robin Soderling.
He ain't never hardly played again, poor guy.
That's the most amazing thing. Everybody's like, oh my God, poor Rob. Listen, if you're gonna put up a statue of someone, you got to put up a statue of someone who's created an amazing feat. And that's the thing. Like when all is said and done, as many times as people, the plaudits put it out there, all I remember the summer of Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa.
Yep.
And how they were saving baseball. I looked at that. I was like, miss me with this. So all I'm saying is you got to start asking questions. Robin Soderling is the only person that has beaten Rafa Nadal.
Where is he now? Or is it
Novak? And Novak Djokovic?
Novak did beat him.
Yeah,
and then look what happened to his body. They die. Y'all are laughing at me, but it's true. They die. And none of y'all asking that question. Why? What will it take to beat Rafa Nadal at Roland Garros and live to tell the tale?
This is what I'm saying, people.
I'm just saying.
All I'm simply saying, people, is just this.
It's ridiculous.
Let's be 100 here. This statistic is fucking ridiculous. It's crazy.
It's
insane. The numbers are fucking insane.
It's so weird. And I know that he's not a human person. That's all. That's my final conclusion. He's not a human person. So, but props to him.
Here's the thing. No one has ever taken Nadal to 5 sets at the French Open. Am I wrong?
You are wrong.
You're wrong. They've taken him to 5 sets. But they've never. I don't think anyone's taken.
I don't know. It hasn't happened a lot.
I don't think they've taken him to 5 sets in a final.
Never in a final for sure.
I don't think. I don't know. But yes, he's been to 5 sets there. But
yeah, he's been to 5 sets.
We don't talk.
That's why we talk about. That's why people talk about Isner. Isner took him to 5 sets at the 2011. He's been taken to 5 sets. It's just that don't mean nothing. So
okay, hold up. How many other people?
Not many. I think you could count them on one hand. And I know that seems like an amazing thing to people, but listen,
that's crazy.
Athletes aren't that amazing. So buck up, y'all. Buck up. I ain't saying nothing else, but buck up because the future is going to be wild. And
also you have to take into consideration also, y'all gonna wonder about those equipment that people are using.
What equipment? Rafa's Babolat?
Yeah, because I am
in his veins. That's what the equipment says.
Look how far off the court Dominic has to go to get some of those angles. And look on the dog just standing there as a pedestrian. I was just like, boop. There you go, bitch. There you go.
You all are great. You all are better than me because I didn't watch a single bit of that final because I want to make sure
Dominic was playing the computer at the hardest level. That's what the French Open was. It was like a fucking video game. It was like a brand new ATP 2018.
At his age and his body. Remember, he's like, I have a 40-year-old body. I was like, bitch, then why are you beating up on the 20-something-year-olds with that body? But whatever.
Federer never took him to 5 sets in 2011. No, he did not.
4.
Federer got dismissed in that final. I assure you.
No, not dismissed. I think it was 4. I think he beat him in 4.
I mean, that time when Federer was up a break, was cruising in the 4th set and then struggled to hold on to that 1st set. And then it was a whitewash through like a bagel set, I think, in the last one. Okay,
I remember the year when Federer. Remember that was the year Rafa was crying because he's like, "Oh my god," because he'd been losing so much. But anyway,
Novak,
to Novak, and then he realized he didn't have to beat Novak in the final because Federer took care of Novak. Yep. So no, y'all miss me with all of the accolades.
Beating him, you see, y'all are mistaken. Beating him in 4 straight finals on clay, best of 3 sets.
What does that have to do?
But the best of 5 sets?
It's a different animal. This is what we've been talking about.
86 or 87 and 2. And 2.
And you all say that.
Y'all try to come for like, Federer got grass. No, he doesn't.
He does not. And listen, this is why you can't use the same language. So don't fucking put the Fidal in it. Federer has lost on grass many times.
And
he does
not
hold a stranglehold on grass, and he has been taken to many 5-set matches. Do not try to equalize this bullshit. I know the false equivalency, but Federer has grass. No, honey, he doesn't.
He really doesn't.
He really doesn't.
He went many years.
He won 7 times on grass. Listen, I'm going to come for Rafa fans with this. He has won 7 times on grass, and you guys think that's impossible. Your man has won 11 times.
Here's this crazy thing, right? Federer won his first major in 2003. Nadal won his first in 2005. Let's give Federer 2 more, right? 2 more Wimbledon, right? That makes it 9, right? He ain't just lost 2 times at Wimbledon. He did not. Come on now, people. Y'all gotta ask questions. I'm not saying that Nadal is cheating, but we gotta ask questions. This is like Lance Armstrong rolling up in the Tour de France, winning 7 fucking times.
With 1 ball.
Y'all have to ask questions. You have to ask questions. Like, this doesn't seem, and look, let me just frame this because I know the Divadal fans gonna come out. It's just hated. No, we're all humans here. We are humans. X-Men is not a thing. It's not a thing. Okay? It ain't real. And let's be legit here. You could pick even the best of any sport. Usain Bolt isn't breaking world record every fucking time he's running on the track. And track and field doesn't happen every day like how tennis is. You don't run 100 meters, top competition, 7 straight days. You just don't.
Serena is the female GOAT, quote unquote. And you still have new winners on the women's side.
Yeah.
Get your ass in gear.
Serena ain't handled major 11 times. Come on now, people. You have to take some kind of question.
Just stop being silly, kids. Open your fucking eyes.
Something weird is happening. Whether the kids
are not natural.
Whether the kids are not playing hard. I think the kids are. Listen, I will say this about it. I think Rafa has a huge psychological benefit at Roland Garros. Because even Delpo, now listen, I make fun of Delpo, and I know he gets it up for Federer, because let's be honest, who doesn't get it up for Federer? But even Delpo went away in that match. He was like, you know what? I can't do it.
Federer lost the 2014 US Open semifinals to Marin Cilic. Yeah. And Federer has trauma for that. In 2015, Federer looked like he really had a chance in that final. Novak showed him his age. The only reason why that match was competitive was because of the crowd.
Yep.
I assure you, it's the crowd. And Novak, let me just point out something to you. Remember that time when you was there shading and Federer because Federer won that 1 tiebreak at Wimbledon? Remember that time? Now guess what? You had that tiebreaker. You had your chance for that tiebreaker against Cecchinato. You fucked it up, boo. You let it run away. Just saying. You had your moment.
But I do think, though, we have to be really honest that I think the men do not come out gangbusters at Roland Garros. They haven't. They never have.
Federer would not have had Tony slams without Novak. What are you people talking about?
Wait, I'm just talking about the court. I'm talking about Roland Garros in general, though.
Okay.
We have to talk about the quality of the competition. Whatever is going on, the men concede Roland Garros. They just have. They have for a long time. Whatever goes on psychologically in their mind. And part of tennis is a psychological advantage. You've got to go out there with some sense of belief that this is possible. But the men concede from the get. They're like, and we already know that. We talk about how sometimes a game and a match is won already in the locker room. That's what happens with Rafa at Roland Garros. Because let's be honest, Rafa wasn't even as great this year as he's been in other years. But you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And so that's a real question mark. Because I know when Federer was winning on hard court and he's older, but everybody was saying, who's going to save the tour? That's the question the pundits were asking. Who's saving the tour? It really looks bad that this old guy is beating up on these young guys. But I'm like, but you've just had an 11-time champion at Roland Garros. Looking unbothered. Not even playing his best tennis. I don't see anybody asking the tough questions.
Well, here's the thing. My thing is that if Nadal is natural, and this is all fine, fair game, whatever, we got to start asking questions for the rest of the tour. What are y'all doing? What's happening? For the kids, for the middle ages, what is happening here? Why it is that no one can muster a serious challenge? And let's be fair, that 2011 5-set from John Isner, that's an anomaly because John Isner can't even find himself out of round 1 most days.
And his challenger went away. His challenger was Novak Djokovic. And what do we know? What's happened to Novak Djokovic's body? It has gone bye-bye.
And what he has had to do to his body, which we know for sure, right? Drinking juice, sitting in an egg, no bread. I mean, no bread. That is just like brutal.
That's brutal. But we can move on. We can move on.
But let's be serious. I mean, like, I don't give Federer any given, because you know what? In 2004, Federer was supposed to win the French Open. He was. Nadal had broke his leg or some shit like that. And guess what happened? He tripped over Luis Horner or Gustavo Kuerten, if I'm not mistaken. Pete lost to Luis Horner. Federer tripped over Guga Kuerten. So nothing is ever a given.
Except for Rafa at Roland Garros. That is as straight up a given as you will ever have in sport, which is when I stopped calling it sport. Because let's be honest, that is a straight up given. Nobody, did anybody put bet on Dominic Thiem even winning a set? Come on. That's not a sport.
People said full. I was just like, I don't know how, but okay.
Whatever.
All right.
Move on.
Y'all want to say full. I was actually surprised that Dominic won 5 games in the last 2 sets. Just me.
I mean, actually, that was a better showing than Rafa against this. Rafa played better in this final than anyone else had played against him. You know what I mean? Like, people thought Dominic Thiem was actually going to be able to make it competitive. But in the end, it actually wasn't. He seemed really unbothered by Dominic Thiem. Wholly unbothered. Whatever. But anyway, congratulations Sasha, for 11. You know, you are transforming the sport in a way that nobody will ever do again. Let's knock on wood that's true. Because really, no one wants a lockdown on another slam for 15 years. We just slot his ass in the slam for the next 3 or 4 years, because these boys are not coming for him.
Yep.
They should examine themselves. Del Potro.
All I'm saying, boys, if you're willing to do this for the French, can we do it for Wimbledon as well? Can we do that at Wimbledon for Federer? Just say it.
No, boo. Everybody's gonna come. Listen, I'm ready.
Because I see when Federer show up, the 36-year-old, the old man in a fucking wheelchair, y'all be trying to push him to 5 sets. Just coming out of his fucking face, be like, yeah,
listen,
fucking fade Federer.
We need to back up a little bit, because Eleanor has totally missed the point here. She says, how come Novak's body has worn down, but Nadal is still on after his body was breaking down in 2015? No, honey.
That's the mystery. No.
Eleanor, wait, listen.
Eleanor's not confused. She's asking the right question.
But his body does break down every year after clay or before, so he can get ready for clay. So, I mean, it's kind of...
Nadal's body doesn't break down before clay. It breaks down after clay.
No, it does.
It breaks down before clay so he can rest. It's a strategic break.
He says that.
Hello, ding, ding, ding.
I'm like, he says. But I've been watching those training videos, though. That didn't look a broken body to me.
Yeah,
because I see Andy Murray's training videos, and he got a broken body. And his RPM don't look like that.
Listen, we see what real broken bodies look like. You can't play your sport. So
but you see, Sam Nation 91, those frequent breaks aren't spoken about the same way like how when Federer takes take breaks for his 36-year-old body. And we just have to be fair on that. I am all for athletes taking break. They don't need to show up for no crowd. They don't need to show up for sponsors. They need to show up for their body. Because when this game set match and it's over, ain't nobody gonna be looking at them in a wheelchair. Look at Muhammad Ali. Nobody cared. Okay? And one of the worst things for an athlete, or anyone who use their body as much as athletes do, is to be in a position later on in life where you are physically incapacitated, where you have to depend on someone else to help you get up out of bed and whatever the case may be.
I mean, you see how Boris Becker walks, right?
None of those people walk well.
I mean, let's take pro football, for instance, because ATP ain't got no health insurance.
Oh my God.
Nope. There's none of that. People have to take care of those things out of their pocket.
So did anybody have a breakout Roland Garros? I mean, Zverev made it to the second week of the final, so that's good.
He did, and he did one step better. Oh, he got to the quarterfinal. So
I think Zverev should go on the Madison, Keys, and Sloane plan, which is time yourself perfectly when the older person is about to leave your sport. You got, when Rafa begins to exit stage left, and Murray begins to, then you move up in there.
Well, here's the thing.
You don't have to go toe to toe with them. You just wait.
Alone that matter, you get it better because women can leave while being on top of the game to have a baby. Nobody leaving the ATP like that. Men don't get pregnant.
But what I'm saying is, like, think about it. You know, Sloane had a really, I'm not saying that if Serena wasn't there, it wouldn't happen, but I'm just like, you have these moments where you have an opening and you can jump in there and snatch. Like,
well, it's kind of hard for the men to do that because
the men aren't doing it. So that's what I'm saying. For Sasha and for these other guys, you pace yourself because you cannot take anything from
Don't
the
believe
other.
her, Zara. Don't believe her because Monfils and Sanga was waiting. Gasquet have been waiting. They were waiting.
No, but they're waiting. I mean, I get it.
They were
But
waiting.
what I'm saying is they have a better chance now.
Robin Soderling has been waiting. American men have been waiting.
All I'm saying is it's going to happen on grass and it's going to happen on hard. It won't happen on clay for another 4 years. It looks to me. But it's going to happen on clay. It's going to happen on hard and it's going to happen on grass. They're going to have their chances.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Be ready to pounce, kids.
Be ready to pounce. You're not going to pounce on clay, which clearly we've noticed. Dominic Thiem, good luck. Do you know what I mean? So this is
Dominic is done. Chance. He's done. Dominic is done till probably US Open because that body.
He gave it all.
Because Dominic has played the whole clay season. Every week he was playing a match.
And psychologically, he's done too.
He's done.
Because psychologically, that was a bit of a beatdown. And you know who said it? I think, what is it? Rosewall said that Dominic Thiem must have been very disappointed in himself, which was completely off script because everybody's like, how dare he said that final was disappointing. It is disappointing that a young kid couldn't take a set.
Yeah, there was no way he felt that he was ever competitive in anything.
I mean, and that's
because as soon as the 10th game showed up in that first set, then I'll snatch that love. No?
Yep. Yeah, and that's
did.
brutal. That's brutal for a young person to experience that in a final.
He played so hard and he got that far and he kept it even and he got broken, he broke back, and then boom, Rafa said, fuck you, buddy.
But then look at the amount of work and effort he had to put into just.
There was a 13-minute game. I was like, fuck a doodle do. We are gonna be here till 5.
All right. Well, anyway,
anyways, moving on. What are we looking forward to?
Well, let's talk about some of the outside storylines before we move on.
Okay, yes.
Can we talk about Pierre Hugues and Nico Mahut? Oh my god, that was so lovely and sexy yesterday. That made my French Open. I'm sorry, Simona and Sloane. The Frenchmen winning doubles.
That was exciting.
It was exciting. And I wasn't here for the little kid.
No one was.
People keep a kid, safe, and they could get injured. But when Nico was kissing up on Pierre Hugues, made my gay life so excited. Pierre Hugues wanted to jump on top of him like how Stanley and Federer did it at the Olympics in 2008. But Pierre was just like
that's how the Armada used to be.
Pierre was just like, let's save this for later. But you know what? I have to say that was one of the more genuine, winning the French Open, because apparently the Frenchman has only won this like 3 times.
Yeah.
And how cute was it that Nico's son just ran out on court? Like, Daddy!
I wasn't really here for that because I thought it just
that was sweet.
Yeah, you're a mother, you would say that, but you say I'm a homosexual. I don't have kids. I'm not here for that.
Just a cold-hearted ice queen.
It's my month. It's my month.
He takes off the phone.
The game in the box.
Okay, can we talk about Sloane fans versus Serena fans?
Yes, we should.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
And can we talk about the narrative around Sloane first? Because the fans is what it is. But
wait, before you say that, actually, you need to actually put it in a way, because even before we even get down to that level of Sloane fan versus
that's
Serena
what I said. Let's talk about the coverage, right?
Right. Yeah, the coverage is very problematic. Look.
Well, go ahead, because one thing I'll just say, I was watching the final, and Mary Carrillo said that she had to spend some time talking with reporters about Sloane, trying to explain Sloane to reporters.
What's to explain?
I'm so pissed off because this is the real reason why she's like, listen, she says the reality is the reporters had a preset narrative that they wanted Sloane to fit in, which is she's a Black player. So inevitably her favorite player should be a Williams sister. And when she says Kim Clijsters, which by the way, she plays like, so there you go, was her idol and also has probably a similar personality. Yeah. People were pissed. And then we remember that when Sloane emerged, they wanted to create this whole narrative around Serena Williams mentoring Sloane. And Sloane quickly put a stop to that. She's like, that's not happening. That's never happened. And it seems to me that ever since Sloane rejected that narrative, they have not had any idea how to talk about Sloane. Because in their minds, there's only one type of Black athlete. The one that fist pumps, twirls, shouts in your face, which is the very thing that sometimes they hate Serena for, by the way. But now they want to project that onto Sloane. And so that doesn't happen for Sloane. And the big story is she has no feeling. She doesn't love the sport as much. She has no competitive fire. Blah, 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 blah.
Here's another check in the box. Here's something that's going to make a big difference to add to that. Sloane has a Black coach. When
I know.
Sloane had a white coach. I forget his name.
In love with her.
It was easily accessible. Yes, but Kamal Murray is just like, you're not my friend. Nope. I don't need to talk to you people. We do our talking on the court. And that might add another layer to it. Thing. Because there is because usually they like to go to the coach, right? The coaches that they know, the coaches has been through their system, it's been a friend of theirs, they get a little thing. In fact, it was crazy because I was watching Dive In today, and one of the commentators said, "Oh, I know his mother very well, and she told me he's not feeling well." Bitch, why are you saying that on TV? Like you had a private conversation. But you can't do that with Kamal Murray. They don't have that kind of access to Kamal Murray.
And so they project so much
and they project onto her.
Like, what are you talking about? I think my sense of it is, and this is just, I don't think that Sloane is that complex. I think she's a young girl who enjoys playing tennis, probably enjoys other things a little bit more, likes the moment, doesn't have a lot of whole deep things to say. But the idea that Sloane is somehow, because I think Mary Carrillo said they thought she's callow and shallow. And I was like, first of all, you allow white female players to be a bunch of different things on court. They've got 10 different personality types for the white female tennis player.
And they're all usually very basic.
Yeah, but you can allow Sloane to have her own box. She doesn't have to fit into the Serena box. She doesn't have to fit in the Venus box. She doesn't even have to fit into. Let's open up a couple more boxes for a Black athlete. Okay, I get it, and that
requires them to see Black athletes and Black people by extension as humans.
Because otherwise, I'd like the characterization, the idea that I can't understand her. I don't know anything about her. She fucking comes from an athletic family. You know her mother. Go do some research there. You know what I mean? It's like there was a whole...
But when she was injured and she couldn't play and she was a commentator, she was loved.
But here's the thing that I find so crazy. Despite all of that, Sloane is very accessible to the media. She sits there, she talks to them, she laughs with them. She is the most open and honest with them. And they literally hired her for fucking Tennis Channel.
And they don't know what to do with her.
Why there's a mystery.
But now they're saying she's guarded. I'm like, she's not guarded. She's doing her damn job. And I just don't get it. Like, I mean, okay, maybe you wanted to compare her to Serena and she's not. But you know who also fits a little bit of that box? Venus. Venus is a little bit like that. Venus is cool. Venus is guarded. How do you? But actually, I know how you handle it. You guys have been trashing Venus lately. So I can see why you would be
for a very long time. For a very long time. Venus, don't forget. I'm telling y'all, Venus knows where to bury the bodies.
So I need Venus, the commentators to just get over themselves. I get it. This is like a theme we've had all year. But it's come up against Sloane, and I really needed to put the brakes on that. Because when Mary Carrillo said that she was doing backhand duties with journalists who feel like, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Mary,
do your job.
Y'all got Mary trying to save the Black girl. Y'all got Mary advocated for the Black girl. Y'all want to see what's fuckery. But here's the problem, right, Andre? This goes back to what we spoke about last week. This won't change because the room doesn't change. The room is still the same room. Old white dudes, non-diverse group of people in there, just the same group think. We don't allow anyone else in there. Imagine Nole fam could come in there. Here's how crazy this is, right? The journalist room could let Nole fam roll up in there with a made-up press pass, being president of the Nole fam group, then allow few journalists of color to be up in there from legit
I just need
places of color organization.
I just need people.
That's how crazy it is.
I know. I just need you to recognize that there are lots of different Black girls out there, and Sloane is just one of them. Go out and meet some.
Listen,
all right?
The French Open. No. The French Open tweeted a fucking picture and called the Black girl by the wrong name. They didn't fix it.
They didn't fix it. No, they did not.
So listen, we don't all look alike, believe it or not. We don't all look alike. We come in many shades and personalities. Deal with it.
But that's not even the point, right?
Oh, it's a huge point. It's a huge fucking point. You don't even know who people are.
No. But here's the thing with that. Here's the real truth with that. Is that they didn't even care to know. That's just all that shows. That you didn't even care to even put any thought or effort into it, right? You just figured, hey, many of us, so whatever, just put one name, you will get it right. You will get it right. And I don't need to care. Because you know what? Generally, they don't make these kind and the thing about it, they quickly correct these things. If they like mistake Kim classes for Justine and then, they quickly correct it. This should stay up for a while and it probably might still be there. And it happens all the time. Even when the actual player tells them, hey, that ain't me. I heard this really crazy story this week. Really, really crazy. I think it probably exemplified this point. So there in the 1970s, I think it has to be, a Black opera singer is in the audience watching another Black opera singer, right? Martina Roy is in the audience. Leontine Price is on the stage. A woman comes up to Martina Roy and said, oh my God, Leontine Price, how are you doing? And she's just like, I am not Leontine Price. She's on the stage. The woman says to Martina Roy, oh no, you're not. You're Leontine Price. No, imagine that. The white woman paid a ticket to go to an opera to see Leontine Price's name is the headline. She's the headline. Just to say, she's the headline. She goes into the audience. She's just watching Leontine Price on stage. She sees Leontine Price sitting in the audience. She doesn't say, oh, that can't be right. She then goes, I mean, so this is just literally, they don't care. And I think perhaps it's time. Anyway. This is crazy. I think it's a happy time we sort of like people of color and people who are advocating for different stories and want a different perspective to start doing their own thing or going to a different source and just simply saying, you know what? You don't have what I want. You go into a store, they don't have what you want. You don't tell the store to give you what you want. You go leave and shop elsewhere. Maybe it's time we do that. Maybe because the TV coverage is different, but you know what? Y'all are crazy.
Just slave to it. But anyway, so then that was that's really where I took a leave. I mean, I don't really need to do the Serena stands versus
yes, we think stands. we need to. We do? Okay. Because I just think it's really, it's not a good look, people. Sloane didn't do Serena anything. She didn't. She said she's not a fan. She's not the first player to say she's not a fan of Serena. She's not the last. Okay? A lot of these things I think y'all are projecting onto Serena to say she's X, Y, and Z. Y'all are literally projecting this onto Serena. You don't have any receipts. You don't have the receipt to say many of the things you say about Serena. Many of these so-called favorable things, whatever the case. Sloane is not a fan. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that it's not jealousy or whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be any of those things. And to then say that Sloane isn't this when y'all are trying to play it, when it just doesn't look cute look. Because here's the thing. Y'all are slamming for Simona, who's problematic, and she's anti everything you want to be, right? She's anti people of color. She's anti women's, right? And there is Sloane just going on doing her job, and y'all hating on Sloane. Come on. It ain't a cute look. And Serena can't be everything, and she ain't everything. Let this go. People, please, it ain't cute. When I see y'all tweeting on that, it's not a good look. We could do better than that. Sloane is anti-people of color. I'm just saying she's just anti...
Simona, you said.
Oh, I know I just said Simona. It's anti-people of color. Well, she's taking up for T-Rack, right? Just saying. She's not calling him out. But I understand how people could say she's not calling out, the Romanian organizations for them because T-Rack is the one with the money bags. But still, you can't have people slamming on your colleagues like that, even if they're the ones holding the money. Just saying. Simona, but he's paying Simona though. He's holding on the money though.
Money talks.
Money talks. Come on now. This is the thing, dude. You have to, at this point in time, I don't know. to me, silence is complicity at sometimes. No, silence isn't gonna save us. That's just me on this one. But you just absolutely right, Eleanor, to say that I'm wrong on this matter. It is okay. Hey, Mr. Prodigy, you're late. Yes, you are late. So we have to get Andreen out of here. Anything we want to talk about? Meanwhile, we're on the subject of people saying problematic shit. I'm not saying anything at all. Let's go right back to Divadal. Divadal, girl. Nope. Hell fucking no. We can't talk about paying equal money because of male model and female models. Come on, girl.
I do think it's a fun argument, though. I liked it.
But here's the problem with that argument, though.
I liked it.
Here's the problem with that argument. Someone pointed out, what is the logic? How are you going to put this? It is just because some men attract more audience than other men that we say all men should get all the money, more money than the women? Because some of these matches we're not watching. Should we watch this 3-set match when there was no drama in it, as opposed to pay Simone and Sloane much more money because there was drama in that match? How does that work now?
Well, I think they were trying to figure it out. Remember, they were trying. I think at some point in time they were going to try to. I think wasn't the Australian Open gonna. They were going to try to figure. They do that
for ticket sales.
Yeah, they were
charge more for the players that they think people want to see more.
The premium matches.
I think they were going to try to do that, and I think Wimbledon was also sussing that out because I think they sent a survey to some of their some of the people who attend their match to try to figure that out. I mean, I just think. I mean, listen.
You're disappearing, Andre.
And my understanding of equal pay was that equal pay was a values judgment, not a market judgment, because the market will always set the men as higher. It's constructed that way. It's kind of like if we, I mean, I think we all understand that people think certain folks are more valuable than others along racial lines. I think we also need to understand that happens along gender lines. So the idea that men would necessarily be valued more and then use that as a defense seems counterintuitive to me. Like, it's circular, right? Men decide the market. So of course they value men more.
Exactly.
And so the idea for me, I always thought the equal pay argument was around sort of a values judgment by the organizations to say, no, we are not going to play business as usual, and we are going to value the women and the men equally, regardless of the number of sets played. But I think that people have gotten very confused about that. So are we trying to say that we should just only evaluate this as a market?
But here's the
equation? Because I mean, that seems to be where it devolves. And I think that's why Simona comes out actually echoing Rafa's argument too. Being an interview, and she's like, now the women's game is kind of exciting, and we sometimes get people's attention. So now we're starting to deserve our pay. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely that language being used by women as well, because I think women also buy into the marketplace art.
Maybe because they're hoping that when their turnaround comes, they should be getting more money than the men.
They should have been years ago when the women's game captured the public's imagination more, and at the time it was because it was and it was when they brought the men in some of their spaces that it helped bring the men up too. I mean, I just, to my mind, it's like we're talking about two different things. We're talking about two different spheres. We decided that we were going to abandon looking at this as a marketplace thing only. Otherwise, equal pay wouldn't make sense if you were just looking at it purely from a market perspective, right?
Because it's always going to swing.
It's always going to sway it's going to swing back and forth, but it's also going to sway by the men because advertisers decide the male. You know what I mean? Like, men are deciding these things.
I am going to buy into this argument if we have fair and accurate coverage, because we can't speak about excitement for the French Open anymore when the same man is showing up non-competitively for 11 times.
But it's not even like that. But I think for me though, it's like people act like enjoying the men is organically a true thing when we recognize that this is a construction, like these things.
Precisely.
you are the sport constructs itself in such a way to make the men's game of value, which is why now we have this whole argument around best of 5, best of 3, because realistically that's the only argument that has been offered as to why the women don't deserve to be paid more. Nobody sits around and even thinks about a movie. I want a 3-hour movie, and so therefore all the actors who are working on a 3-hour movie needs to be paid 3 times as much. I mean, what? There's no other space where that argument is ever lost.
Yep.
Like, you know, someone's like, my professors are teaching 10 hours, and you know, I mean, it's like, no, we all think that the value of a thing is involved with practice, preparation, all training, all of those things go into it. The fact that it all devolves into how long a match lasts as the ultimate barometer of value is just fucking weird. It doesn't make sense to me.
Particularly when it comes to sport. We make a value, because here's the thing. In other sport like track and field or whatever, there's equal prize money, and men run faster time than women. Women are out on the track longer. Should they be paid more money? There's more value, bang for your buck right there for the women's game, for the women's athlete, right? But the men going to finish quicker anyway. They're going to throw faster. They're going to throw further. Come on now. And people, and you know what really pissed me off about this, besides Nadal saying fuckery, it's when his stands start trying to advocate for the fuckery, saying, "Oh my God, it's badly translated." Nadal can speak English quite well.
I know. It's cute when he does the stumbling thing, but you know what? Let's be honest.
When he doesn't want to answer a question, when he just like, "I'm sorry, I don't understand."
But we need to stop. But we also need to stop running these things by the men. I mean, people are devastated. I was like, who the fuck cares what Nadal thinks? Honestly, who the fuck cares what Roger thinks?
And Nadal has been problematic from the beginning, right? You know, we've been treating Conchita Martinez. Come on now.
Yeah, but
like surprised.
But this is the thing, though. We would be shocked if any of the men did not believe this, because they understand that in the marketplace, they would win. The marketplace is set by men who run companies, who own companies. We already know women are not in CEO positions. We know those things. So of course they would want to retreat only in the marketplace. But we already know the marketplace is a horrific place for things to exist only. I mean, if that was the case, I mean, imagine we don't settle everything by market value only. And the idea that, I just think it's weird that we even need men to approve of these things. Like, what do I care if Rafa says this? I don't really care. Like, I don't care that Andy Murray comes out on the other side of it either. We don't need to have male approval for this. Like, it's not up for discussion what women's value is. Like, it really shouldn't be. I'm so confused by this. And every year it comes up, I'm always like, this discussion was had. It's like the abortion debate. We're going to go back here. Yeah. But you know what I mean?
Prodigy says exactly. The whole system is sexist, has provided women less resources, time, etc. Exactly. The marketplace loves slavery and love exploitation. Just
exactly. It's true. This is what I'm saying. Like, we know that the marketplace always wins out in the end for some of these discussions, and that's not a good thing. The marketplace did love slavery. And if they could, they would keep doing it. Guess what? You know what?
In many ways.
Can I tell you what the marketplace really likes? Child prostitution. But we think it's a bad idea. You know what I mean? It's
Yep. And they love having children, child labor.
Yes. It really does make sense to have child labor. You don't have to pay them that much. But that's not how we judge things. We don't judge things entirely by the efficiency of the marketplace. It just doesn't work that way.
And here's the thing too. If we're going to recognize that there isn't diversity in the room when it comes to journalism and coverage, recognize there isn't diversity in the opinions too that is coming out of said well. And for the players, what other way the men are going to be happy and excited for this, and the women somewhat, they're going to be like, as someone trying to say, Simone is on the Romanian organization, etc. They want to play the play. They understand that, and trust me, not all women show up for their the salvation of other women. They're just trying to, as I think Andre, you put it well, they're just trying to get a better office. They're not always trying to bring everyone up.
Yeah.
So Simona saying something problematic doesn't mean that, oh my God, all the women should think this way. Come on now. This is a value judgment. If we're gonna ask for equity across the board, it has to be across the board. Not just for people of color, but for women, for everybody, for transgender, for gays, for we need to advocate. We can't just have it for one group of people. Equality must be for all. Just saying.
Wow. That's a good place to wrap it up.
Yep.
For all.
So we didn't really get into people telling us who their faves are, what the one, but you could put it in the comment below because we have to bid Andrina fair adieu. She is gonna be in some nuptials, which I think is crazy.
She's not getting married. Don't say that. Stop it.
I'm not saying she's getting married. She's gonna be involved in a nuptial, right? Am I right? I'm just mad because she isn't living near me, so she can bring me back some cake. I've been dying for good wedding cake forever.
I'm not. There's no guarantee that this wedding cake's gonna be good.
Oh my God! Call it off. You stand up and you say, you know what? Any reason why these two shouldn't marry? What the fuck is that cake over the table? Bad cake.
No. You know what? I'm not even. Listen, I wish. God, this is so sad. The reason why I'm hustling to get to this bridal shower or couple shower is because I couldn't go to the wedding because the wedding is in Belize. And I was like, I'm not able to go.
What is a couple shower?
Well,
is this men trying to get equality now?
I guess like
this is not the equality we mean, man. This is not what we're talking about.
I guess a couple showers is we're not gonna play those weird like bridal shower games, right? So I guess
thank the Lord for that.
The guy's gonna be there too. I don't know. It's kind of lame, huh? But I don't know.
Hopefully it doesn't get awkward and creepy and kind of like dodgy. Like, who do you want to sleep with before you get married?
Are we doing those things at weddings? I don't go to that many weddings.
No, that doesn't happen.
I don't know if straight people exist. You know, y'all do some crazy things. I'm just saying.
My God. All right, so when we see you next, it will be grass season. We are putting this clay court season to fucking bed.
And I know it's going to create a lot of fervor with our podcast this week, you know, but you know what? Put it in the comment section and come with receipts. Come with receipts. I just hate trying to have a discussion with someone who doesn't have any receipt. And just for the record, I think it's crazy Federer still winning majors. I think it's crazy. I think it should be new people because I would love to see Zverev win one. Donald Young,
but you all can hold off on the grass. You all held off on clay. You can hold off on grass.
Exactly. I'm just saying, come for the US Open in that hot humidity. Okay, go for it. You go for it. You go for it. All you people show up. Dominic, get your full hand together. Key, you were there once, okay? You were there once.
Listen, I need you all to punk out on my faves. So leave Venus alone.
Yeah. Maddie, don't be trying to show up for Venus and then flop next round, okay? Just say.
All right,
Maddie. So
have a great day.
Let us know who you want to see win and tweet the ATP at that. We're tired of these people winning. We want player.
Bring it for a new person.
And the award for the French Open this year for the men's side goes to Diego Schwartzman. Diego, you did the impossible. You did some Houdini, Hobbit, dwarf magic, and the goblin magic, and you made something happen.
He does look like a goblin.
Aww.
But he can dance though.
All right. Let's
and for the women, who gets the award for the women's side?
I'll
give it to Gabinia. She took out the trash.
Ooh, I like it.
Gabinia took out the trash.
Good on her. Good on her.
Thank you, folks, and have another podcast. This was our 121st podcast. So goodbye. Thank you for joining us.
Let's continue the conversation online. If there was anything we missed, let's do that.
Yep. Let's do that.
Because I'll be on a damn train.
I know. I put Italian and French together. I'm just like that. I did it. It's Finalemente.
I'm cool like that.
I'm cool like that, Eleanor. Have a good day, folks. Bye.
Bye.